Leanette, and welcome to Volusia Stream Thursdays, where we talk about science, technology, reading, engineering, art, or math. Today we're going to talk about the S and the R stream, the science and the reading. There are lots of experiments and projects that you can find by reading books. And I found a really great one in this book here called Libby Loves Science. It's by Kimberly Dirtling and Sheila R. Johannes. In this book, Libby, who's the main character, loves science. She really loves science and she takes it to the max. So much so that she's willing to help at the science booth at her school fall festival with the help of her friends. And together, they also love science. And together, they bring science to their classmates. So we're going to do an experiment out here called Elephant Toothpaste. Yeah, right? Never heard of it. I never heard of it until I actually read this story. And that's the experiment we're going to do. So I'm going to take this book and set it to the side. To begin, let's start with our supplies. So you're going to need some hydrogen peroxide. This is 3%. You can find this at practically any store, even the dollar store. We're going to need some dish detergent. Any type will work. We're going to need some yeast. We're going to need something to measure with. And this is actually a half a cup. Right here at this line is a half a cup. The whole thing is a whole cup. We're going to do a half a cup. You're going to need some food coloring. You're going to need a tablespoon. If you don't have a tablespoon, this is actually a half a tablespoon. So, of course, when we're doing fractions, 2 half a tablespoons equal 1 whole tablespoon. We're going to need some goggles for safety measures. And, of course, some water to activate the yeast. So let's start. We're also going to need, I'm going to use a plate as a safety measure and also a water bottle. All right, so let's put on our goggles. And I got to take off my glasses. And we got our water bottle. And let's make a little bit of room so you can actually see, now that you know what the supplies are. So it was a half a cup of peroxide. And I'm going to use the slow pour, but you can always take the cap off and make it go quicker. But remember, this is a half a cup of hydrogen peroxide. And one thing when you're doing this, as you can see, we have a tablecloth for messes. We're wearing goggles. You can also wear glasses. I would suggest that with the hydrogen peroxide, you have an adult pour, especially if you don't have goggles. All right. So this has a little curved end here, so I don't need the funnel right now. So we're going to pour this half a cup in. All right. And we need a tablespoon of dish detergent. So remember, this one we're doing twice because it's a half a tablespoon. So there's one. And here's the second one. So that makes 1 whole tablespoon. A half and a half equals 1 whole tablespoon. We're going to cap this, put it to the side. I like to try to keep my area kind of clean. And we're going to add in some food coloring. So let's see. Let's go with green. It's 8 drops. Gonna count with me? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Set that to the side. Although we're going to use it again. And I'm getting green all over my hands. Look at that. So we're giving it a little swish just to mix it up a little bit. And now, to make our yeast, we're going to use an extra cup, 3 tablespoons of water. 1, 2, and 3. And the water should be warm temperature. And we're going to open our pack of yeast, which we need some scissors to open. Alrighty. And we're going to pour it in here. And one thing Libby likes to do is mistakes makes discoveries. So if ever you feel like you've made a mistake when you're doing science, that's part of experimenting. We're going to take a fork and stir that for about 30 seconds. That gives the yeast time to activate. It's kind of like a smoothie, well, not smoothie, but kind of like a froth drink you might drink. Okay, I think that's about 30 seconds. So normally you'd need a funnel, but I'm normally good with pouring. So we're gonna pour this right in, and I'm gonna step back and see what happens. And this is elephant toothpaste. Let's see. And as you can see, it's foaming and bubbling. And here we go. Here comes the toothpaste part. Doesn't that look like toothpaste to you? Now I have to say that even though this is called elephant toothpaste, it is actually not meant to go in your mouth. It's not meant for you to taste. But it is fun to experiment. So let's take this up a notch. We've got that. Let's try it at, say, 6%. So for something higher than 3%, you're gonna have to go to a hair salon or a beauty supply store. And this is 6% hydrogen peroxide. Especially the higher you go in the concentration, you especially want to make sure you have the goggles or have a parent pour. Now you can get higher concentrations, but we're going to keep it kind of low today. So let's put that down. Let's cap that. Move that out of the way. Let's pour that in. This is 6% hydrogen peroxide. All right. Remember, we need a tablespoon of detergent. And since this is a half a tablespoon, we do it twice. Okay, that's our detergent. For food coloring, how about we do blue? Remember, it's 8 drops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Push that to the side. Give it a swish. Kind of mix it up a little bit. Now we need another cup. And remember, it's 3 tablespoons of warm water. 1, 2, and 3. Now we need our yeast. We're gonna pour it in. Set that to the side. Give it a stir for about 30 seconds. Stir a little bit more. Almost done. And I think that about does it. Okay. So this is 6% hydrogen peroxide. We're gonna pour it in. Elephant toothpaste. Now that's a big tube of toothpaste right there. And as you can see, we do need the tablecloth because it's gonna go off the plate. Let me turn it just a little bit up. There we go. See how it squeezes out like it's actual toothpaste? So you can try this experiment and take it up a notch and see what happens when you do it with different variables. Wasn't that exciting? The science behind elephant toothpaste. Let's see what it's about. So the hydrogen peroxide, which is made of H2O2, which is a water and an extra molecule of oxygen, when you mix dish soap and hydrogen peroxide with, say, yeast, which is a catalyst, you produce an exothermic reaction. Big word, right? Exothermic. Well, basically that means heat. So when it produces that reaction, it causes the bubbles to foam and it also produces heat. Now you can try this experiment, say with hydrogen peroxide that is more concentrated, or maybe you might want to try a different catalyst, which is maybe iodine or something like that. But you can take it up a notch. So try it yourself and see what happens. If you like that experiment, try reading Libby Loves Science and its prequel, which is Cece Loves Science, to research other exciting investigations. Thank you for watching Volusia Stream Thursdays and tune us in next week. Have a great day.